This is our main dashboard page where all the analysis and insights are coming in different sections. Just want to make it clear that this is just a demo environment with just dummy data. But yes, this is what a snapshot of your business will look like. As we can see, the dashboard starts with the main parameters and number, which reflects the overall status of the contact center. Any data numbers which are coming here are based on the filter which are being applied over here. Filters. Moments. It's a specific team domain, like it can be sales, support, etc. This is configured as per your business. COE. This is a center, or it can be various locations-wise too. For example, one COE can be New York, and other can be Manhattan, or any other location center where your contact center is situated. Select date, the duration for which you want to see the results on dashboard. Stats 1. Here are the major main numbers, jury values, which are going to define and give an overall picture of how your contact center is performing. Like total interactions which happened with your customers in a particular duration, average interactions happened in a day, average duration of a call, like for how many minutes, seconds the call is going on, how many total calls happened in this duration, how many fatal calls were there. Fatal calls are those calls which didn't meet any crucial important parameter and has a bad score. Average call interruption, how many times a call was interrupted by agent. You will find all the parameters related to scoring, performance here in this section. Stats 2. This section represents comparison between customer and agent. These parameters represents the detailing of calls like word frequency of agent-customer, how much customer and agent were involved in the conversation, how much agent was able to understand the customer and vice versa, the longest dialogue spoken by agent and customer, how much time the customer spoke and agent spoke in calls, how much interruptions happened in the calls by agent and the customer, percentage of agent rudeness, and if any abusive language was used by agent, was the agent patient in calls. Basically, you get to know the inside detailing of the calls with all the soft skill parameters. Top caller. Who is your top caller for the selected filters? This list is coming on the basis of call score. Bottom caller. Similarly, on the basis of call score, who is the least performer in the contact center. Caller distribution. Categorization of calls. Basis on the call score. Red bar represents the bad calls, calls whose score is below 80. Amber represents the average calls, calls whose score is between 80 to 90. Green represents the good calls, calls where score is between 90 to 100. Call duration distribution. Categorization of calls. Basis on the duration of all the calls, as per the filter applied. And like mentioned here, the duration is in seconds. So you get overall idea that how many calls happened along with the duration as well. Moments performance. Moments are audit parameters, and in this section, we are looking at the different parameters and their performance in the form of percentage. So basically, if a particular parameter was met by agent or no, this percentage represents that in how many calls a particular parameter was met. And here, via View All button, you get to see the performance percentage of all the moment parameters in all the groups, stats performance, soft skill parameters, and in how many calls were they met. AHT. AHT means average handling time, i.e., it measures the amount of time an agent spends handling a customer's call, including the talk time, hold time, overall in what time a call was handled by the agent. This chart represents that how many calls were resolved in what time. The time here is in seconds. Compliance. Every contact center and its team has some crucial and compliance parameters which every agent has to met. These are those parameters. If these are not followed, then call score becomes 0, and the call is marked as fatal. So we are giving the count of those calls where these aren't followed. Word cloud. Keywords used by agent and customers, and the count of those keywords along with the frequency.